this ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Set. 19. Get the ball. 24.
Now a play fake here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Set. 19. It's going to be a long day.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And incomplete to open things up. Will Fuller was the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
One thing we often talk about is setting the tone in a game. How about this? They came after him on play one and put him on the turf and forced an incompletion.
Something for him to think about immediately right off the bat.
Yeah, and I don't think that they're going to back off either. I think that they had success on the first play. Typically when a defense...
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll run it. This is Michel. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 15 yards on the play, first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
That's another gain of 15 on back-to-back plays.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Following the penalty, Michel. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Sony Michel, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And this is good. Our score is 7-0 Tennessee. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll find QT on the right side complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
This is it. 19. 54 Mike. Here we go.
Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Credit the tackle there to Aaron Lynch.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. From the gun, here's Watson. Open man is QT, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 11 yards there, first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Now Watson's throw is taken in by QT, and he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now Watson, he's going to back away and call a timeout. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this first quarter. Now a first down throw, Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got it first and goal at the 7. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And they'll give Miller another crack. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's third and goal. Out of the gun, Watson. Oh, he stays up, being chased out left. He can run for it, and he whipped. The ball comes out. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line.
The start of this game has me doing flashbacks and remembering when I was playing and seeing a similar start and seeing the head coach actually take a timeout and gather the whole team around him and tell him everybody to get it together. Let's get some focus going here, because maybe he just sensed that maybe the whole team wasn't ready to play.
Yeah, well, they've gone interception, now fumble. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Michel, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. On 3rd down, Mariota. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. The sack there by J.J. Watt. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 29-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards, the final tally.
First down, Texans.
Play action from Miller. Now Watson. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michel. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Mariota now to throw on 1st down. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
A 1st down carry now for Miller. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Second and 11 at the 46-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Here's Watson, operating from the gun. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run with Michelle. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Mariota. Over the middle to Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 16 yards, a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. Now Michelle. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
6 man.
Now it's a bootleg with Mariota. Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10. Now a pass, and it's complete to QT. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On 1st down, it's Watson. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Give the sack to Aaron Lynch, the former USF Bull.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, Watson. Steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a 1st down.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Throwing, Mariota. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mariota again. Pass caught left side by Humphries. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. They'll throw again. Mariota. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
They kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Mariota to throw it. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they'll go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Check three.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Michelle. And he's taken down inside the 30. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
A first down throw for Mariota. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. J.J. Watt able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Here's Mariota. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. J.J. Watt in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The 305-pound defensive end, Jarrell Casey, gets the sack. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third. On third down, Johnson. He'll have a first down past the 40, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. 16 yards there, two straight plays of 16 yards and another first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Well, why do you go out and spend a first-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his first interception.
Exactly right, and you're trying to limit the number of plays an offense runs. You're trying to limit the number of possessions they have. And he was a guy that I targeted coming out of college and rated very highly for his playmaking skills on defense.
And now he has his first career interception.
Yeah, baby! Yeah!
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard at the 45-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Mariota. And it's incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michelle. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
The Texans take over
We got this.
at their own 18-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 82 yards. And the Texans have taken the lead.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing is Mariota. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally marked down at the 23. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. Back now in Nashville. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Now a play fake here on first down. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, listen, it's a team game. We know that. But where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again. But on offense, they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. And you just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and it's 3rd and 5.
5 yards to go.
Hey, watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Motion. 54.
To throw is Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The Titans take over first and 10.
Baby, let's
At
go.
their own 21-yard
Let's go.
line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
One.
A give to Michel running right, and he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Mariota now. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Davis. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
That's good for Titans. First down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory, right at the 40. From the gun, Mariota. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. J.J. Watt make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. To try again after the sack. Mariota, Smith catches left side. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, Mariota. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Check, 55 to Mike. Go. Watch twist.
One.
From the red zone now, Mariota. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw is Mariota. Out to the right to Humphries. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. It's the fullback. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Titans are going to retake the lead. Extra point put through by Suckup. And the lead is now 14-10.
Next to score, Titans 14.
Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. This fielded at the 2.
A marker down. He does get it up past the 25. Will it hold? Let's see. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Jayon Brown coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Another try after the first down sack. Watson. Flush to his right. And they finally catch up to him and take him down. Jeez, where was he going? A huge loss there. Jarrell Casey in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throw left side complete. It's Fuller. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to fourth down.
They got the completion. Now, they probably had 2 plays called in the huddle, so they've got to get to the line of scrimmage, get set, and run their fourth down play.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Double dog, that's the way.
On first down, Michelle. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Robert Tonyan was the one he was looking for, and it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. On 3rd down, Michelle. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, once again, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. It was a safety, Kevin Byard, that time, who was able to knock it away. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of it.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Mark 55. Mark 55. Come.
24.
55. Yo. Hustle. Yo. 55, Mike, guys. 55.
Here we go on fourth. Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
They begin with Michel on the ground, and he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And it's Michel once again. That one, a first down pickup of 8. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory, and they were really helped.